Wouldn't it be cool if you can have moving pictures on Facebook and Instagram? Well, I can show you how in After Effects. So let us start. Let's go with HD TV 1080. The frames are already preset with a black background. Okay, import the picture that you want. Cool. As you can see, the picture is out of our frame video. So you need to grab it by the end of those lines that are represented along, and by holding shift and moving towards the middle you would have the best resolution, meaning that the picture won't be prolonged or too wide. It will keep its original resolution. And set it on the middle. So if we hold on this icon here and go to Roto Brush tool, and we need to click on our layer, so this window will appear, in which you need to basically click on your object, and you will see that in this case the boy is highlighted because his skin is different tone than the background environment. By pressing H you can move the picture around, and if you see here, that side of his shoulder is blending with the background, so you need to work it a little bit so you get the best results. And if you want to increase or decrease the size of your brush, you need to hold Ctrl and left mouse click. And if you want to reduce your borders, meaning if it's going out of the body frame, you can just press Alt and left mouse click. So to reduce it, Alt and left mouse click, and to change the brush size, Control left mouse click, and you move your mouse left and right in order to change bigger or higher brush. And here, as you can see, we also press Alt to get rid of the background between his arms. This seems nice. And the other one. So Alt and click on the white background. The software is doing a pretty good job in this case, and you can check here on this icon to see if there are any missing spots. Now switch to Refine Edge tool. This thing basically does is soften up the border between, let's say in this case, usually the hair. So you cannot have a straight line on your hair, it needs to be softened a little bit. Even on this, maybe we'll correct it on the shoulder. If you click here, you can remove this layer that shows you where you did the correction. Okay. So get back to your original composition, and now you can check here if everything is removed, the background is removed. Now you can duplicate the first layer, and we can rename it. We'll call this one boy, and the other one we'll call C or background, whatever you want. It doesn't really matter as long as you know what are the backgrounds. So now from the C background you need to remove the roto brush effect. Just delete the effect. Now this is a normal picture like it was in the beginning. Let us hide the boy And now on the C layer, we are taking the pen tool and we can roughly go around the edges here. It doesn't need to be precise. This is because we need to totally remove the boy from this layer. So this is the C layer, this is the background. Go on mask and subtract. Okay, this seems good. Now we need to zoom in our timeline and go on 2 frames. Press N. And here, trim to comp work area. Right click first. Go back on your first frame. Now go window and content aware fill. This window will pop up. You just leave it how it is. This needs to be an object and this one needs to be a work area. What this does is it generates a fill layer. It will ask you to save it. It doesn't matter, you save it with any name. It really doesn't matter. It will show up on your layers. So you can see the boy is now removed, the boy layer. And if we set the fill layer under the boy, we can see that the boy now appears. So now let's hide the boy layer. We just need to leave the fill and the C layer. Now if we go on file and add to render queue, we'll get this lossless. We click on that and we need to change this to PNG sequence and RBG plus alpha. Okay, and you need to select the folder where you want to put it. It doesn't really matter as long as you know where to find it, and give it a name. Also doesn't matter as long as you know what it is. Let that render. This is important why it's only 3 frames, because it would render a lot if it were, I don't know, 10 minutes 10 minutes long. So now let's do the same thing. We go but only now hide those 2 layers underneath and go with only the boy layer. So again, lossless, PNG sequence, RGB plus alpha. Okay, it will ask you to save it in the same folder. You just change the name a little bit, as long as you know what it is. Okay, and render it. Now go on your project, and here you have an icon to create a new composition. This will be the final composition, so we'll call it final, with everything the same as the first one. Now you need to find those pictures that were rendered out before. And now you see we have 2 pictures here which are different. Now we can use the pin tool and let me first remove this so we have more workspace. So now if you just click on the boy layer, you can move the whole layer, but the point here is that you need to click on the moving parts where human move. So it's on the shoulders, legs, arms, in this case feet. Okay, as you can see, we can move now only the head as much as we want. If you misclick, you just go on the pen tool and click again on the object. So now you need to go on the end of your timeline, and set the position that you want for the ending position, because this is a 10-second long video it needs to be around 10 seconds, maybe 5. So in 10 seconds he will do this. He will move that much in 10 seconds. So it's important that you set it on the end and set the position that you want for your object. If you press S, you'll have scale and if you press P, you'll have the position. Again, you need to set first you need to click on this stopwatch and go on the end and set where you want the end position to be for your object. So if we move it back, this is the starting position where you press your stopwatch, and in 10 seconds you will move down, as you can see. Now just check your scales, what you want to be on the end. Now this is the same thing. And yeah, if you ever make a mistake, just Control Z. Now again, it needs to be on the start of the video. Click the stopwatch and set now the background layer. Set it how much you want to zoom in on your 10 seconds. Okay, this seems nice. If we move it back, you see how the picture now is moving. The sea is moving, the boy is moving, his head and his one foot is moving mostly here. And for better rendering quality, you can just set this window. Oh yeah, also on Pixabay you can get free videos. I just type in here particles and water. That's what I typed in, and this is the first thing that came out. So you can just download it for free. Make sure that it's free for commercial use, of course. And we have pictures here. You have anything. I highly recommend it. So download it, and once you downloaded it, you put it into your project. Okay, nice. Let me save this first, just in case. So you need to go on blending mode and lighten. Okay. Now in the effects panel, search for hue and drag it on the first layer, the video layer that you just got, and change the color. You can change the color to anything, but we need a blue color now to represent sort of like this sea or whatever. And press T, so T like Titanic for opacity, and move it down to 55% in this case, depending on your video. And if we set the render quality to full, now we can check out the video. It will take some time to render. I'm doing this on my laptop now. So that was it for the rotoscoping. We have a moving picture here, which is rendering. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments, or if you have any suggestions. And now also go to File and export as usual to render queue. And guys, if you like this, please subscribe. It will help a lot. This is a new channel. I'll see you next time.